Welcome to Secrets from the Saddle podcast. I'm Sylvie Dow, your host, fellow cyclist, bike club founder, cycling coach, bike race junkie, just truly super passionate about cycling. My journey with cycling started 20 years ago when I opened a spin studio, started a women's race team, and founded a women's only cycling club called Cycle Fit Chicks. I'm super thrilled to reveal all aspects that make the world of cycling operate. I'm so excited to be able to bring you interesting people from around the world, pro cyclists, recreational cyclists, coaches, event organizers, bike shop owners, everything and everyone you need to know or ever wondered about when it comes to cycling. I know you'll enjoy this episode. All right, before we get started, make sure that you go to Secrets from the Saddle podcast.ca and sign up for our newsletter. It's not really a newsletter, but it's an email notification that will let you know every time an episode is released. So that's weekly, but if you go to Secrets from the Saddle podcast.ca, you will get an email notification so you don't have to always be checking the platforms. So make sure you do that and have an amazing day. Thank you. All right, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Secrets from the Saddle, All Things Cycling podcast with your host, Sylvie Dow. And we have Staffan Widell in Germany. He's coming to us from Germany, and he is going to share with us one amazing cycling accessory that I think everybody should have on hand for those muddy, wet, rainy days, and it's called SAVERS. So I don't know if you've figured out what that might be, but it's a mudguard, and I found them on Instagram. And I was like, oh my gosh, we need to have Staffan come here, or whoever was behind the product SAVERS, to talk on the podcast about their story. And welcome. I'm so excited to have you.
Thank you. I'm really excited to be here.
All right, so let's get into that question. How did you get into cycling? How did it land you into creating the Mudguard with the exceptional name, SAVERS? How'd you get? Who thought of that name first of all?
Cycling. I don't remember getting into cycling. I was always into cycling from age 5 and onwards. I think I had my most intensive cycling period like when I was 15 to 18. I was racing a little bit. It was just for me it was my toy. It was also the way I got around. I was born in the countryside, so it was like the only transport I had, and you just did everything on the bike. So that kind of followed with me. I was quite active in mountain biking for a number of years. Then I had a short break of maybe 5 years or so.
Was that university?
Yeah, funnily enough.
Yeah.
I think it had even to do with some ex-girlfriend who was not into biking at all.
Oh God, ex-girlfriend.
Yeah,
obviously.
Obviously. And then I think that was 2011, I kind of refound my love for cycling when the fixed gear trend sort of swept over the world.
Oh.
And that was because before then I was just 100% mountain bike. But that kind of appealed to me as a designer. I'm a product designer by profession. And the whole clean aesthetics, reduction. So that got me back into cycling, and I realized this is how the SAVERS started. I realized that clean bike is nice, but if you ride in the city,
clean ass is even better.
Yeah, you use it as a transport to get to the office, to get back.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You need to stay decently clean, at least. I mean, I'm not a suit kind of guy, but still. And coming from Gothenburg in Sweden, where it rains quite a lot, it's a coastal city, and it doesn't really have snowy winters, it has wet winters.
Oh.
There's quite a lot of rainy days. And the way it came around was I was approached by another company of this design company who had a waste material that I wanted to do something of.
Cool.
Yeah, they had a business idea of locating waste material within industrial streams, like in production streams, and finding out how to utilize them within the process already, so that it
Oh my
doesn't
God.
turn into waste.
I love it.
Yeah, so they had
How
this material
innovative.
and asked me if I had any ideas what to do with it. And it was lying on my desk for almost a year, this material, which is this thin plastic sheet material and polypropylene. And and then one day it all just came together because I was going home from work at another place on my bike, realized that it was raining when I got out, went back in, looked around, found a piece of cardboard, and so that's maybe we'll do something. Maybe we'll help a little bit at least. So I took a piece of cardboard, ripped it, and chucked it underneath the saddle just enough so that it would take away the worst spray. And I rode home, and I realized when I got home that it worked a charm. It was like, hey, wait a minute. Being a product designer, an entrepreneur, I was like, here's something. And so I took that piece of cardboard, went to my desk, and saw the material, and it
Oh.
So then I contacted the guys from this other company and said, hey, I think I got something. And we started elaborating, and they're also cyclists. And before we knew it, we kind of had a company on our hand. And I had bought a new camera with a video function, which was not so common back then. And I wanted to try the video mode. So I shot a small instruction movie for this new product.
Mm-hmm.
We still haven't had any business plan or any kind of strategy or whatsoever. We just made a thing. Okay, cool, we can do this, and we might be able to sell it to our close friends and cycling nerds in Gothenburg. And I put this video online on Vimeo and tagged it with a fixed gear, rainy ride, and so forth. And then the beep hit the fan, so to speak, and within 24 hours, we had to build a web shop and hook it up to a PayPal account.
What?
And start producing these things by hand. The first was like we had a hand-driven die cutting machine that you sort of crank. Seriously, you crank it. If you can find it, if you dig in our Instagram feed, you can find some videos.
And that's what that cut it? No.
Yeah, it's like a rolling die cutting machine. It's actually from a US company that they use it for scrapbooking hobbies. So you have like
really
like a die cutting. It looks like a cookie stamp
cutter,
cutter, and you put the plastic on top of it, and it goes through between two rolls, and that applies pressure and cuts through the plastic.
Oh.
So this is how we did the first batch of I don't know how many hundreds. But
so what video did you put on there? Did you just sort of like cut one out and make like
the video I put online was like an instruction movie on how to use it, how you fold it, and how you put it in, and how it works when you ride, and so on. And this video that was also back in the cycling blogging days, if you remember. This video got featured on 180 blogs worldwide within a couple of months. So it took off.
You're like,
So yeah, so I started packing those the first SAVERS in my kitchen, with stamps and sending them to Japan.
That's how everybody starts. So who decided on the name?
Well, it was kind of in this. Gothenburg is known for its cheeky humor. This is kind of a colloquial way of dealing with things. And in the beginning, we had no intention of creating a worldwide known brand. It was a fun thing to do, you know, with a couple of friends. And one of us, I can't remember who it was like, yeah, what is it? It's an ass saver. Yeah, it's an ass saver. So then that makes us the ass savers. Okay, good. Next.
Yeah, check. Okay, what else do we need to work on?
It really was like this, and it has, I mean, it has some downsides. It mainly has upsides, but it has some downsides. We're kind of having troubles getting through Meta's advertising program because they constantly ban us.
That's
We're
that's hilarious. Oh, that's a Jesus. Oh, well, I don't think you have to worry about it. People are finding you.
The good sides of the name has definitely outweighed the negatives. It's we kind of invented the whole. I won't take credit for like inventing as in terms of
designing.
Well, not designing, but it was when we did it, and the way it started was just like a snowball started rolling, and we just jumped on it. We didn't check any patents or designs. That was kind of we just went with it, and then half a year later, we discovered a patent that was made 15 years earlier from a US guy, but it had never been marketed. It's like, you know, there's inventors that does inventions and file patents, but then let them sit. They never bring it to market. So this thing didn't exist, but someone had filed a patent, but the patent had expired because he wasn't going to do anything with it. So the whole saddle mudguard as a product is not possible to patent because he did that back then and then left it. So this is kind of an interesting. I mean, if I would go like planned into some product development like that, I would, of course, do a lot of research on IP. But because we were basically just trying to handle stuff, that never occurred to me. So that's why I don't want to call myself the inventor.
Right.
Although I did it again. You know, like
so did you take that? Did you file your own patent?
No, you can't. What we've done is, I mean, of course, his patent, they were just like crude sketches of something that's stuck underneath your saddle.
Oh, okay.
It's like really like the concept of having something sticking out from your saddle.
Oh, this is just too early for his time.
Yeah. So what we've done, we've developed it. We had like I think we're now on the 4th generation where we've constantly evolved. Because it's a little bit like origami, and you need to know the material characteristics that you're working with and limitations, what it can and cannot do, and how it interact with the saddle. So that's kind of, we've developed a few technical solutions that we have realized works a lot better, and those we have patented. So you can patent it on a deeper level.
Right.
So that's also one reason why there's quite a lot of similar products out there, because they can, you know, use the generic solution, which is not very good, if you ask me. They tilt to the side, or they fall off, or they don't fit as many bikes. But the system that we've developed is self-centering, and it fits way more bikes, way more different saddle types. So
I can say I've spent a lot of money on fenders in my time. Yeah, there's like probably 3 of them in the garage.
Yeah, fenders is that goes back also to when I was really young, like when you were 12. Like I remember always early April, you took off the fenders. It's like, and it was like, you know, you were free and you could ride fast, and the bike was just so totally different when you got rid of those clunky old fenders. And this feeling is, I still have it, you know. It's like I put fenders on, but just when I need it. When I don't, they're off.
Well, there are always like these lighter weight ones that you kind of like attach to the fork, and I don't know, maybe it's just me trying to put them on, or they've never worked, or a piece was missing and they're just like, fuck.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
like, oh, whatever.
complicated. It's like it's just a really difficult thing to construct, something that's a shield but still sit on very thin
Yeah.
builds and keep a position and then put that through some rock garden of
Yeah.
mayhem. It's just it is I don't envy other Fender manufacturers.
Well, I could tell you, I've tried a couple and they're
Yeah. Mm.
big graveyard. And I
Yeah.
was like, but I would like, so, but when I saw yours, I'm like, oh, that's super unique. I love the fact that there are designs on them.
Yeah, that's because that's the thing. Because we make them from a flat material,
Hmm.
which is actually coming from the printing industry. We can just print on them anything,
Yeah.
and then you get the shape when you bend it into place. So that's kind of gave us an advantage. And because we're all product designers, we all have a fairly passion for objects of desire. We took our chance.
Yeah. So how long has it been?
10 years.
10 years.
Even more. 11 years now. Yeah.
Really?
The first prototype was online in 2011, and in 2012 we founded the company. I was doing it part-time for 6 months, and then I left my job after 6 months, started working full-time, and then my colleagues got on board within a year and a half, I think, and just slowly expanding. So, but
Wow.
we're still super small, and this is the weird part about us. I talked to a dealer in the UK, purchasing manager for one of the large online dealers, and when I explained to him, yeah, we're just 4 people, he wouldn't believe it. He refused to believe me. So we have like a worldwide reputation, or like a reach. We have distributors in 40 countries.
Whoa.
We have gotten, and this is where I kind of thrive and where I find my motivation and passion, is that we work with all the brands that I admire. Like we do a lot of custom versions for different
Oh,
companies.
ooh,
Yeah,
cool.
that's a really big part of what we do. So I mean, if you can name a cycling brand, I can almost say that we've worked with them. It's like Rafa, Canyon.
So you just put their brand, you imp, im, embed the logo on the
Yeah,
mudguard,
because we're print, so they can do their own design.
right?
A lot of them do. A lot of some goes wild and colorful, and some don't, just put their logo on it.
Oh my God, I love it. You know, cycling events should give those away.
We do tons of cycling events.
Well, they're not out here yet.
No, US is a little bit of a tough market, but yeah, we've done
I'll bring them
Grinduro.
to my event
Yeah, yeah, maybe we should.
instead of like shirts or buffs or I don't know, whatever else we usually give out or get. This would be a really cool gift,
That's what we do.
like
I
as
think
part of the registration.
I haven't seen the numbers recently, but I think about 40% of what we do is custom. And it's
Wow.
everything from law firms to Thule to
Oh, I have another idea.
yeah,
Oh, well, I could put you in touch with a lot of people here in Canada.
absolutely. We have
Well,
a
in
Canadian
Canada, not
distributor.
Canada, but like in my neck of the woods, Montreal, Ontario, Toronto.
Hmm. Yeah, we have a Canadian distributor, but he's in Vancouver, so that's quite far away.
It's on the other side of the country.
Yeah, which is quite far away.
Yeah. That's okay. You need somebody over here.
Yeah, I have relatives in Alberta,
Oh,
Calgary.
that's cool.
Yeah.
My sister's there. So, okay, so you guys are just having a big sale. Do you have any new products for the new year that you want to share?
I mean, we launched just it's 2 weeks ago now. we launched the WinWing 2. The WinWing was launched last year as a product. And this is funny because this is a whole new game for us.
Is it much different?
It's, in one way, yes. If you ask me, it's totally different. But it's basically an ass saver that sits closer to the tire.
Oh.
And therefore, it's much more efficient, obviously. Yeah, the WinWing. So the ass saver, the original ass saver, was kind of our bread and butter for 10 years. And we set on sort of devoted journey to try and follow that up, because we can't live on one product forever.
Mm-hmm.
So we're drawn on every feedback that we've had throughout the years, and trying to utilize our production methods. And because one of the key things about the ass saver is that it's super easy to produce, super easy to store and ship. Like when we ship,
it's light.
If you get like a normal set of mudguards, it comes in a box that is this big. And you get one pair of mudguards in this big box, and that's even a compact pair of mudguards. In the same box, we could probably fit like up to 300 ass savers. So you can imagine sort of the calculations when you start shipping things all over the world, from CO2 emissions and similar. It's like a fraction of costs and emissions. So that's kind of, we want to keep that, and it also enables us. We have like an office. It's about 140 square meters maybe, and we have a room which is like 20 square meters where we keep the stock for a worldwide market. And
whoa!
Stock. So with this, like, all these things enable us to run a super small and lean company with a worldwide reach. So we don't want to change that. So that's why the WinWing is kind of like a development of the same concept. So basically what we did is that we developed we call it a wishbone, and you might want to say a bracket or a holder that sits on the seat stays of your bike.
Yeah.
Super lightweight, with just 2 rubber straps. On top of that wishbone, there is an ass saver snapped on.
Okay.
So it sits just above the wheel, which makes it much more efficient in catching the spray. But we did it, and this is where most people kind of wonder, or it takes a while to get used to the idea. But because we are making straight mudguards, we can't do double curved, because then you have to injection mold. It's a totally different production process. We make from flat material straight mudguards. And let me know if this becomes too technical and boring, but it's like that means that if you have something that stretches out over the back, it's only the point from the top of the tire to the back which actually protects you. Because as soon as the water has passed the highest point of the tire, it starts flying downwards, because it leaves at a tangential point and continues in a straight line.
Towards your back.
Exactly. So that means the other half, because we have a fender like that as well. It's called fender bender. It's like a long straight one. But the other half is just to be able to reach into the frame and hold to the seat tube. It doesn't really add any extra protection. So we remove that and instead have this bracket, which makes the mudguard a lot more universal. It fits on.
Do you have any of those kicking around your desk or house?
If you give me a second,
I'll go for it. I'll just talk. So everybody, I hope you're enjoying this. Staffan is going to get some samples to show us. So if you do want to flip to YouTube, you can go into the descriptions and jump over and have a watch, so that, since he was explaining it, now we got a little bit more of a visual.
Okay.
All right. Let's see it.
I took the one that's on my bike at the moment. And this is a custom version we made for an event in Spain.
Oh, that's pretty.
It's the feather of a condor because the event was in an area in Spain where they have a lot of condors. So there was like
That's
Camino
cool.
del Buitre or something like that. So we printed like a feather print. It's quite actually. I don't know if you can see.
Oh yeah, it's very detailed actually.
It's very detailed. Yeah. So this is the wishbone.
Yeah. Okay. So everybody, this is a really good visual because I'm like wishbone. Okay, so this is the wishbone. Yes. Okay. Yeah. It's like a horseshoe actually.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what it reminds me of is a spur. You know what cowboys put on the back of their cowboy boots. That's what it reminds me of. If anybody's got that visual, that's what it thinks.
Yeah.
That's
so and this
spurs.
This product was launched last year. The Wing 1.
Is that the Wing?
That is a Wing.
Yeah, because of what makes it different? Is it that design, or is it the bending, or
the Wing? This is where it becomes complicated. The brand is called SAVERS.
Yeah.
With an S at the end. The product is called SAVER without the S. It's kind of like the other product, the one that you are referring to as the original SAVERS, the one we've been talking about.
Okay, yeah.
So, and we have several different products and they have different names. And this product is then called Wing.
Yeah.
By SAVERS.
Right. Yes, I was looking at that on Instagram.
This is all reconstructed afterwards because we didn't think that we were going to use our brand name. We didn't think it's going to be so big that we would have like an array of products. So it was just like
right.
But so this is the Wing, and of course it's another witty Gothenburg naming strategy. And it is the whole concept of the wishbone and the blade, as we call it, and the simple straps. And it's just 4 parts. It's like the blade, the wishbone, and 2 straps of rubber. Which makes it incredibly light. And that's also kind of the key to why it even works.
Even for packing, like putting it away with your gear. Like it's
I mean it packs super flat.
Yeah.
And you can just
I know, that's why I was looking at it, I'm like, oh my god, this is super cool. Yeah, exactly.
Pack it in your bag. It was very, very well received, I must say. It's like it's as the original SAVER was always meant as a minimal protection, like just the bare minimal.
Yeah.
And throughout the years, there's always been people who think they don't work. It's why do you even bother? And it depends on what kind of cyclist you are, you know?
Yeah.
For someone who doesn't mind having fenders on, this SAVER is just like, what? Why?
Yeah. I'm always in the front anyways. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. So for someone, it works. It takes away the worst annoying thing.
Yeah.
There was a Eurosport commentator who once described it really well, and he's also an ex World Tour cyclist. And he said that if you're doing something like Milan San Remo, one of the classics in Italy in spring, where you can have like wet rain being sprayed up your back for 5 hours, so you have cold water running down your spine into your bibs. Imagine what that does to your performance level. You know, your motivation. It's a nightmare. He meant
you're cold, hypothermic. Yeah.
So having that little bit of extra protection that just covers your butt makes a big sense. So that's why ever since then, people in the World Tour, like teams in the World Tour, are using SAVERS for protection.
When they're racing?
Yeah. It's the only
I've not seen those. Like Tour de France? Like when they're...
Yep. All the big ones.
No way. I've never noticed that.
Or we have supplied, I don't know, 6 or 7 World Tour teams throughout the years.
Wow. But you
Yeah,
know
you
what
see them on
oh, go ahead.
the let's see, Movie Star. Now we have Team DSM. We had Lotto Belly Soul. What was the name of them before? They changed name every time. They didn't get a
Yeah.
response. It's impossible to keep track. But yeah, no, it's used, and it's used by a lot of SDS works.
SDS
SD
works,
works.
possible.
They also use SAVERS, not from us, or I mean, they come from us, but we haven't. I think
They just bought them.
Yeah, I don't know.
Cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
so it depends on what kind of cyclist you are and what your needs are.
you know
But
what I also notice that, sorry, there are many times, well, maybe not so many, but like you're out riding and it starts raining. This is something nice you could actually bring with you. But sometimes that mud that gets on your jacket, it never comes out. Do you ever get that? Like, you're like,
yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah,
sometimes
road grade can sometimes make stains, especially on light.
Yeah,
it doesn't wash out. Yeah,
that ruins a lot of nice jackets. I mean,
yeah, I got a feedback from a customer the other day that meant like she destroyed her washing machine from washing filthy cycling clothes.
oh yeah, there's yeah. Well, depending
So
on
even if you
how
have like
filthy.
a waterproof jacket, it's nice to get rid of the filth. Also, if you're bike packing and you have one of those saddle bags, even if that is waterproof, it's also nice when you don't have to sort of, open
Clean it.
mud and
Do
try
you
to get
have
the
one that?
out of it.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. Do you have? I think you had the partner which goes over the front wheel. Like,
we have a few different front solutions.
Yeah.
We have like the classic one, the suspension fork mudguard, which basically works the way that the original mash guard works. And then we have one that goes down from the down tube. It's just like fixed on the down tube. So that means when you steer, your wheel goes outside of the fender, but and that sounds really weird, but it's also surprising how well that works, because when you're riding in any kind of normal speed, you never steer that much. You steer.
You sort of lean. Yeah.
Yeah, you lean and you steer a little bit. So the time when you really steer that much, you're going so slow that you're actually not pulling up a lot of water. So
yeah, so it's on the down tube.
Yeah,
like, it's just kind of protect.
Some people think it looks hideous, which I mean, it takes a bit of time to getting used to, but it actually.
But it's not supposed to look pretty. Like, you're trying to stay dry.
I think anything you do that doesn't follow the norm will by a certain amount of certain part of the
It doesn't make it aesthetically pleasing. Yeah,
because it's,
I can see that.
And I have always throughout these 10 years, I've noticed that this is kind of like a good I say lackmus paper, like a good test if a product is going to be successful or not. If people have opinion about it, it's pretty good. Like if you find some really negative, people feel the urge, they need to comment and say, wow, that's the ugliest thing I've ever seen. As long as there's some positives that say, no, that's really cool, I like it, then okay, this is going to work.
Yeah. You can't be focusing on the negative part.
Thinks it's ugly, then it might not work. But it's always good to have something that people need to sort of have an opinion about. That helps. That really helps. And so I'm quite used to that kind of.
I think we need to see more of those around here. I am going to connect you with some people.
Yeah,
get them in the store, especially when you say that you can ship. Hold on, just a second. My son's right here. Sorry about that.
He's all blurred, so if he's running around in his underwear, no one can see it.
No, he's got a sign that he wrote, so I'm trying to read it. It's like big into like really tiny words. And like I'm like, and they're going to a movie. And I'm like, what movie are you going to? And it's some horror movie. I'm like, oh, thanks.
Why did
I'm
I ask?
like, I'll stay at home.
Yeah.
So sorry about that. I
Yeah,
was
no
just
worries.
like,
It's good that someone interrupts me from time to time.
yeah. But oh yeah, what I was saying, yeah, we need more of those around here. And I said that I was gonna connect you. But I'm super interested in maybe having those featured at my cycling event, my gravel event. For my
Absolutely.
ladies. It's my women's cycling
That's
gravel event.
that's super cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
we do a lot of events in the US, but also worldwide and in Europe, of course, because we're based here. We've been doing events we have quite a big follower in Indonesia and Philippines and that kind of Southeast Asia, where our products are doing really well, I guess, because of the tropical monsoon.
Oh, because it's right. Well, I guess, when I mean, I find people around here, like if it's raining, people don't want to will not go out. Like they'll just pick another day. I guess in certain places where it's like either sunny or raining, because it's just tropical year round, like people will just ride all the time.
Yeah,
But
and rain can come quite sudden. So it's like
yeah. Yeah, so I like the fact that it's easy to carry as well.
Mm.
So I'm getting into like more of bringing just a little bit more like a fanny pack, like not a fanny pack, but like under the saddle pack with me with a jacket and like just something a little bit bigger and my tools. But that's awesome. So you've got some new stuff happening in the new year.
Yeah, it's already out there actually. We released it 2 weeks ago.
I saw that on Instagram, so that's cool.
Yeah, and it's doing really well. It's even better than last year's launch, which already was a huge success. So we're super happy. Couldn't have gone any better. And we think that it has potential to go even further than the original SAVERS. I'm talking about the Wing now, because it appeals to a broader range of cyclists because it has sort of a more efficiency and it fits more different types of bikes. So it has actually a lot of things going for it, and it's excellent for off-road use. So for gravel or mountain bike, something that, because that's an area where you have really a hard time finding suitable mudguards. You should try this one. It's like it weighs 72 grams. So, and it's completely because of my childhood relationship to fenders. I'm allergic to anything that rattles or makes sound.
You're not the only one. Everybody all around is like, is that your bike?
So this is, if you put on a wing and you go for a ride, you will instantly forget that it's there. You won't hear it, you won't notice it. It's absolutely non-intrusive, and that's for me, that's sort of the best thing. So, and 72 grams, anyone can carry 72 grams on their bike.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm super excited about watching the progress next year. And maybe we'll have you back, and maybe I'm gonna just order myself some to try it out myself. I'll have to wait till the spring though. But that's okay.
They fit perfectly in like a Christmas
stock. Oh, yeah, Christmas stock. Or maybe just a birthday gift for your favorite cyclist, Father's Day gift, Mother's Day gift, Easter gift.
Too much for a personal gift, but we can do custom versions from as low as 30 pieces when it comes to the Wing. So if you
that's good.
Yeah, it's super low. For SAVERS, it's 50 pieces, but Wing we can do as low as 30 pieces.
Oh, that's good to know. So everybody here, if you happen to be
or
close to your or have a favorite bike shop that you'd like to see this in, this is a great suggestion to take this product to them and say, hey, you can get this customized and get 50 in the store to try it out. And plus the shipping is really
it's not a big thing.
It's not a big deal, and it comes in probably like a small box, which was so, you know, because I'm sure like a lot of shops are like storage, right?
No
issues like these. That's what I mean. Like it's like, good that you can.
If you buy 50 SAVERS, you can put them in your drawer next to your pencils. It's 40 centimeters. What's that? That's like 16 inches long, 4 inches wide, and maybe 1 inch high.
Yeah. See? Or cycling clubs, like you said.
Yeah. It's like
great gift for as you take in registrations to give everybody a pair of these for group rides.
We have quite a lot of companies that have like cycling programs for their employees. They want to encourage cycling. They distribute them.
Grand fondos, charity rides. Because you know, like a lot of people give out free socks. This would probably be a great replacement suggestion.
I mean, you can always use a pair of socks, but if you want to have something different that might stand out, and so that's also why it's been very popular at events, because, or as a co-branding feature, because the whole thing about it, the name, the fun idea, the simpleness, it is like it is
something everybody can use.
Yeah, something everyone can use, and people instantly go and say, hey, what's that? If they haven't seen it before, they want to know what that is. And then they see the brand and then figure out what it is, and it's kind of funny. So it's a very nice for a brand to sort of to put their logo on it. It's like a very nice context to be in.
Yeah,
it draws attention and it makes people smile. And I think one big part of our success is that the product is so simple, and when you look at it, it's just a piece of plastic. So the feeling most people get when they see it is, I could have made this. I could have come up with this.
Yeah.
And this is actually, in my theory, is that makes people they connect to the product because it's something they could have made. It's not something super complicated like a drone with gyros and which is like, I have no idea. It's something that everyone can understand and relate to, and I think that has been part of the why it's been such a success. It's so simple. People go like, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, why didn't I think of that? That cardboard. That look, it's plastic.
Loads of people have done it.
Yeah. So where can everybody find you? Is it just on Instagram?
Well, Instagram is our main kind of communication method.
Yeah.
That's where we put out a lot of stuff. Obviously, you could buy our stuff at as-savers.com. That's
with an S. Savers.
ASS-savers.com. If you Google as-savers, which is safe to do, you will most likely see us.
Find you. Awesome.
We do as a fun side story. We get quite a lot of traffic from people who just searches as, and then ends up in our site, and then bounces really quickly because they were looking for something completely different.
Yeah, I bet.
So our SEO experts, they always like, we have to figure out a way how to use that because it's just so much traffic.
Yeah, that's true. Because like, what could we do with
that? Yeah. It's kind of like when you have a name like that, you have to tread very lightly to not fall into like standard sort of like a
sexist
jargon. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
It is a fun joke, but you shouldn't take it any further.
Yeah.
It's like, so we're trying to.
But you know what? When I saw it, I was like, SAVERS. And then I was like, I went into that. I'm like, oh, yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. But it would be totally different things if we would have like lightly dressed women promoting it. Then it would be not such a funny joke anymore.
On their bikes.
Exactly, and that's also what I kind of choose to be on your show, is because when I did the research, I saw that you're also doing a lot to promote women's cycling, and this is something that we have in common, because we're also trying to, since 10 years, get more girls on bikes to ride with us, because it's changing, it's slowly changing, but it's been appalling.
It's one of those things that you know, because I have a women's cycling club. Yeah. And you know, all events like bring your girls. I'm like, not every girl wants to race, you know. Sorry. Maybe I'll bring 3 who are kind of keen, me being one of them.
But it's just, I think it's because it's been such a white male dominated sport for so long. So it's like there's never been any room for anyone else. It's not like there would be less women interested in cycling as there are interested in any other sport.
Yeah. And I mean, there's more women now kind of becoming, I guess, creators of cycling brands.
Yeah.
You know, and if they've been around a long, like I just interviewed Anne Heed of Heed Wheels. Yeah. So 40 years she's been in the business. I mean, you know, so you can imagine everything that she's had to go through. But I mean, it was her and her husband, but still, you know, to have made it this far. It's getting better. Like even as you know, when I had my team and my club, I was like literally the only woman organizer or club founder. Everybody else was male, like men, you know. So it's slowly changing. It's hard to keep going sometimes every year, to keep it, you know, keep clubs running and giving people what they want and making them happy. And sometimes men are just way easier to keep happy. Like women, you're just like, we're like,
I don't know how it looks in the States. I think the reality might be a little bit different as well. But at least here in Europe, we've seen quite a big progress in women's sport in general. Like women's football has exploded this year. And we see kind of also tendencies in cycling. I just noticed here where I'm in Berlin, there's so much more girls showing up for the group rides. It's really,
that's good.
It is definitely a change coming, and it was due. It was really due.
Yeah.
I think this.
Do you feel COVID had a big impact? I know it did here.
It put more people on bikes in general, and of course that also brought women on bikes. But I think it's a consistent work, or also maybe finally brands realize, hey, there's 50% of the market that we're not talking to,
or maybe 60%.
Yeah, it's kind of, from a business perspective, it's kind of stupid, you know.
Yeah, like a lot of us women like throw down a lot of cash for cycling. And clothing, bikes, bike accessories, like it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a huge, since also I think that Rafa started something that also has kind of elevated the fashion awareness within cycling. That also appeals to more women.
Yeah.
If you look 15 years back, the way cycling clothes looked.
Oh yeah. I know. I've been buying jerseys for 15 years. It's like,
Yeah.
come
So it's
on,
kind of,
like, you don't give a woman a man's jersey. Like, we know the
yeah, I
difference.
mean, that's one thing, that there was no alternative for women, but the way they looked, it's
Yeah.
just like, it looked like a car accident. It just, and now you have, I mean, Rafa kind of broke the mold, and then you have Panorama, you have Beeler, you have loads of really basically fashion labels that do cycling clothes. Paul Smith, the latest one.
I know, but sometimes you like, I cannot pay $200 for a jersey. Like, I get it. Thank you very much. But who's going to buy this?
That's why you should apply for an industry discount. You know?
What? What do you mean industry discount? Talk to me about that. Okay, we'll take this offline. Sorry, everybody. Yeah. You can't hear that. Everybody doesn't. I don't know about that.
That's a general rule within the cycling industry. If you work in the cycling industry, you get a discount.
Oh. Okay, well, I think we better finish this podcast right now because I got to talk to some stuff. So bye, everybody. I'm serious. No, nobody needs to hear about this. No, this is it's not secret.
Really like, no, but we constantly get contacted by people working in bike shops somewhere in the States or somewhere else and say, hey, I'm working in a bike shop. Do you have an industry discount program that I can apply to so I could buy your product and try them out? And it's generally between like 20 and 40% off.
Fuck.
So, yeah. Sorry, I had to break it to you.
Maybe like you shouldn't have said anything because everybody's going to be reaching out to you and everybody else.
If they're in the bike shop,
what, Staffan? Who said that?
It's for the good of everyone. I mean, if people in bike shop uses my product, they're going to sell them. Of course, I'm.
Well, yeah. Okay, well, I want an industry discount. I would like to ask if there's an industry discount.
You should always ask that. All your guests, do you have industry discount?
Yeah. Well, you do want to sell retail at some point.
Yeah.
Well, this has been awesome. Well, yeah. And so don't forget, everybody, you got to go to Instagram. So SAVERS, all one word. And you can find their Wing new product and all their other designs, which I really like because, you know, I'm just like, I can't stand like another black item. Like, I'm just looking for something colorful to put on my bike. And so that I don't lose it with all the other black gear that I have. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but it's just like cycling, like clothes, you know, like, or undergarment, or, you know, like technical shirts. They're like black, more black. Maybe I bought a red or a pink so I can find, my pink one.
You mentioned it, Sylvia. It's funny that you mentioned it because our latest release actually was, finally, we released an all black.
Well, okay, that's for those guys. We
still have all the others. We still have all the very like rainbowy kind of looking stuff. And there's
okay, so for those who just want black, okay, there's black. So for us, who want to be a little bit flash, we're like, we'll go for some other designs, or maybe you can get the black and put stickers on it.
That's also a version.
Do you promote that?
We promote anything that makes people.
Do you have stickers? Do you sell stickers like that you send with? Everybody's got stickers.
We ship them with every order.
Oh no, I'm kind of into stickers. I don't know. Everybody's into stickers these days.
Yeah. No, we ship always stickers. Stickers.
Stickers. Cool. All right, everybody. We're gonna bring this to an end. I want to thank everybody for jumping in and highly recommend you go check SAVERS out. Follow on Instagram, follow us, podcast, Secrets from the Saddle podcast. You can actually go and join it's not a newsletter, but it's an email list where you get notified every time there's an episode, so you don't miss this episode and other episodes following us. So go to secretsfromthesaddlepodcast.ca and you can follow us on YouTube as well. So thanks, everybody. Have an amazing day. And thanks a lot, Staffan, for jumping on and sharing your products with us. I'm going to talk about that. We'll just talk about that discount momentarily. Bye, everybody.
I'll give you a few tips.
Yeah. All right, friends. What'd you think about that? I think that I'm going to get a pair of SAVERS for each one of my bikes because they have some pretty cool designs out there. They have two variations, right? One that attaches to your saddle, so you can put it right underneath your tool bag, or the one that attaches to the frame. And that is the Wing. And anyways, it was super cool to talk to Staffan. We actually paused and just like, I don't know, spent the last half an hour talking about products, talking about stuff, talking about, anyways, yeah, love meeting and talking with people. So I hope you enjoyed that episode as much as I did. And I hope you found and learned a couple things. And if, like I said, like I was saying on the podcast, if of like you're good friends with or you have a favorite bike shop, take this product or this website and say, hey, we should have some of these in the store. You can customize it to your own company logo. Wouldn't that be cool, right? And, they could just get the base order, 30 to 50 products, see if it works, and go from there. And I'm sure they would really appreciate it. So with that, have yourself an amazing evening. I appreciate all of you. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram and YouTube. Take care and see you on the next episode. Bye. Thank you so much for spending this time with me on the Secrets from the Saddle podcast, learning more about sighting people, places, and things that make cycling such an exciting sport. I am so glad you stopped by today. Please leave me a review if you feel so moved to do so. I would love to hear your feedback. And if you could take 1 second to share this episode with someone you think would enjoy it, I would be forever grateful. Also, if you could please leave me a review if you feel so moved by going to iTunes and leaving me an honest thought and an honest comment, telling me what you think, and most importantly, tell me what you'd like to hear more of. It would really help me to bring more great, inspiring cycling stories to you. Until then, have an amazing day, make sure you ride your bike, and don't forget to visit my YouTube channel if you'd like to see the full version of this podcast live.